Hey guys, it is Saturday, May 11th. Bitcoin's just under 61,000. And this episode is about Bitcoin as money. Now, there's a bunch of debate going on about whether Bitcoin is money, a store of value, or, as Michael Saylor says, digital property. I'm going to settle that debate and I'm going to say Bitcoin's money. And it's a new kind of money. And at first glance, you're saying this kind of money is odd because it's not accepted in restaurants. It's not accepted in shops. It's not accepted online. Amazon doesn't take it. You can't use it to buy stuff on Apple. It's not accepted in Shopify, really. And you can't use it to pay your taxes. So this money that nobody accepts, however, did $10 trillion of transaction last year, which is more than Visa. It also has appreciated in the 15 years that it's been in existence more than any other asset class in 12 out of those 15 years. Its progression is following this very steady power law, which is currently growing at about 40% exponentially, compound growth. We don't know exactly how many people are using Bitcoin, but the estimate is 100 million people, roughly, are using it and they're saving in it. That rate is growing very steadily at the cube rate of time. And most importantly, anywhere you are on the planet, you can take your Bitcoin and you can exchange it for the local currency, whether it's dollars, euros, yen, or even if you're in Vanuatu, which is an island off Australia, they have the currency called the Vanuatu Vatu. And even if you're in Vanuatu, you can find a way to sell your Bitcoin and get Vatu. So it's very liquid, it's exchangeable, and you can say, well, it's not a perfect money, and yeah, it's not accepted in stores, and you can't buy a cup of coffee with it. And Neil Kashkari from the Fed, made a big point of this about 6 months ago, and saying, yeah, we don't even think this is just Beanie Babies or something. But Beanie Babies had never traded $10 trillion in market cap. Beanie Babies never had a market that was 24/7 and had a liquidity of $10 billion plus per day. Beanie Babies never had an ETF that was assigned to them and had, $15-20 billion worth of new demand from Wall Street for that ETF. So this is not Beanie Babies. This is a new form of money. And yeah, it's 15 years into its history. It's not 100 years into its history. It's 15 years. But if I had to guess, I would say in another 15 years, I would say you're going to start seeing Bitcoin at point of sale. You're going to start seeing Bitcoin on the internet. And yeah, it is money. Is everything going to happen on chain on Bitcoin? Absolutely not. And it doesn't need to, right? So as Nick Szabo once said, even if you had a credit card, if the credit card was denominated in Bitcoin instead of in US dollars and it was settled once a month, that's fine. You could do that. You could have credit cards denominated in Bitcoin, right? As long as you have this notion of legal tender, right? So as long as you can sort of say, I'm not going to have the tax consequences of having to report all these things. There's no technological reason why we couldn't have credit and debit cards that are just denoted in Bitcoin. There's no fundamental reason why you need to transact on-chain intensively. There's a lot of passive into that, right? So you have Lightning, that works for smaller amounts. It's not ideal from a point of view of user interface. In my opinion. It doesn't work well enough for larger payments. So I'm with Udi on that. I don't think it's a great system for larger payments. yet. There is wrap Bitcoin that is not yet where we want it to be. But yeah, these things are happening. And if you look at a little bit bigger picture, these things are going to be overcome. And we are going to see Bitcoin exist as money. And the key thing is the unit is going to be Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is money. That's the end. It's a new kind of money. Probably the most significant innovation in all of finance, certainly since I've been alive, which is a very long time. But I think it's a very, very significant thing in finance and really just human history. I would rank it even higher than the internet in terms of significance. So that's this episode, and I'll catch you on the next one.